Hey everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a returning viewer. I do a lot of nail tutorials here, typically for different nail strips, both the kinds that need curing and the kinds that don't. I'm still recovering from a summer cold, that's why my voice is a little bit different, but I feel better, so I thought I don't want to wait any longer to make this video. Lid gels has been one of my longtime favorites. I've tried many iterations of their formula that they keep improving. And this video is not sponsored, but they did gift me their newest formula as well as one of their newest top coats. That is a builder gel and a top coat in one. It's a very interesting product. We're going to try it together today. But first, let's do the actual application of the semi-cured nail strips. If you've seen any of my nail videos, you know that nail prep is the most important step regardless of the product you're using. I always start by pushing my cuticles back with a metal cuticle pusher. I will put links for everything in the description box. These are typically inexpensive and you can pick them up on Amazon or maybe in person somewhere in the nail aisle. I really like this one because it has a paddle side for pushing back the skin, but it also has this pointier side right here. And the way that I use the pointy side is I push back the cuticle and then I take the pointy side and run it along the edge here to get any of the little pieces left behind. Some of you may want to nip at the skin here. If you're trained and licensed to do that, that is your right. I'm not, and I end up hurting myself when I try. You can also use a cuticle remover. There's some leave-on type products that you brush on, wait for a little bit, push back your cuticles, then wash your hands. The only one like that I tried was Sally Hansen, and it's fine, but I still prefer this method, to be honest, especially since I don't have a sink in this room where I'm filming. So whatever method of cuticle prep you prefer, I just suggest getting that extra skin off your nail beds because the stickers are not going to stick to that. Let's look at the stickers themselves. These are semi-cured nail stickers, meaning you need a lamp to fully cure them. I do have a 15% affiliate discount code with lid gels. It's KBeautyHobbit. So if you want to pick something up from their website, you can use my code and save money. I make a little bit on that as well. They do provide application instructions on there, and Julie, the owner, has a lot of really good videos on their Instagram, and their Instagram handle is just lid gels, so definitely check that out as well. I love their packaging, that they don't come in a box, because if you're like me and you have a lot of nails, it's very much more space respectful, I guess, to keep them in these little envelopes and not in the boxes. They include a floss pick inside. If you don't know what this is for, I highly suggest you check out my removal video. Here are the stickers themselves. Each little sticker has an individual protective tab that you will want to remove before applying. I love that because that keeps the unused stickers nice and safe and protected if you want to save them for later. Before I start applying the stickers, I'm going to go ahead and use the included alcohol prep pad to take off any oils or anything else that is left on my fingernails, including some of those little specks of skin that I scraped off that maybe didn't quite come off the nail. You can use just regular alcohol prep pads as well, especially if you have a lot of leftover nails. Since there's only one prep pad included, there's really nothing special about any brand of the prep pad that I've seen. The rubbing alcohol ones are just fine. I like to get mine in bulk at Costco and they last forever, and we just keep a box with my nail stuff and then another box with all of our medical supplies. These are domed nail stickers, meaning that they are more narrow along the edge and have a slight little apex in the middle. This is their latest, most improved formula. I personally had absolutely no issues with the formulas that they had before, but I also can't say that I've had every single iteration of what they make because I keep trying new brands and obviously try to make videos for everybody. I don't necessarily come back to the same brand over and over and over to track the evolution of their formulas at all times. I think this sticker here will fit my pinky pretty well. I like mine to be as exact as possible in sizing. If you're in between sizes, there are a couple things you can do. You could pick a slightly more narrow sticker and gently stretch it side to side. Just be careful because if you stretch it too much, you will distort the design. Or you can go slightly wider and then pull vertically on it to basically stretch it out and make it a little bit thinner. You could trim some of the width, but just be careful again because these are apex, these are more narrow on the edges. If you trim the edge, you're going to trim off some of that dome, if that makes sense. You're going to trim off that little narrow spot. And then pro tip for parents, if you have children that want to do nails as well, I haven't seen any semi-cured nails made specifically for children, but I do keep all of my leftovers, and sometimes we'll put together a little mix and match manicure for my daughter. I've even done a mix and match with different brands, just as long as they're all semi-cured and they all kind of go together as far as the look. And I was honestly very pleasantly surprised on how well they lasted on her. Much, much, much better than nails specifically marketed to children. I do wish and hope and sometimes gently encourage brands to please make something in the children's size. Please. I am so tired of my child begging for nails, but so far no luck. If you are new to using stickers, I highly encourage you to please check some of my other nail videos, even if it's not for the brand that you're wanting to try, because in every application video, I try to share some new tip or trick. And then in videos like this one, where I'm not just showing you how to apply the stickers, but I will also be showing you this new hard gel that they have, I might not spend as much time on the actual application of the stickers because honestly, the process is pretty much the same every time because I want to save some time to show you the top coat. So definitely check out some of my other videos because you will learn new tips, new tricks, new techniques, and new different little bits of information from them as well. After I smush the sticker down with my thumb, I always go over with this little rubber tip cuticle pusher. I got mine on Amazon. Sometimes brands will send you those. That's not very usual. That's not very typical. Most of the time you just get an orange stick like this one. But it really is worth having one of these because it helps the cuticle edge, the cuticle side here, to stick well and avoid little tiny bubbles that you might form while applying and you may not even notice them. It's up to you if you want to do one nail at a time or apply the whole hand first and then trim it, but the next step after application will be trimming. You could use nail clippers if that's what you're used to. I like my manicure scissors. I've had a couple people ask what kind I use. I don't think this is made anymore. The brand does exist, however. My set is close to 30 years old, believe it or not, and it's still going strong. I got it as a gift when I was a little kid. The brand is Zinger, Zinger, and it's a German brand. They are still making manicure sets, and I bought one for my mom last year for her birthday. So they do still make stuff. You can still find it. I'm not saying that there's nothing better out there as far as brands. I just don't know. I think Tweezerman in the United States is also a good brand and they make some manicure sets. So check out what's available and maybe read some online reviews. I finished applying the stickers off camera and then I cured them under the lamp. I highly recommend buying a full-size lamp, not one of those freebie ones that you get with your purchase sometimes. I will put a link to the one that I see recommended most often on Amazon because the one that I have, of course, is not being made anymore because I've been doing nails for so long, over a decade. So some of the stuff that I still have and use is just no longer available for sale. After curing, you want to take a nail file. I'm using the one that I already had around, but Lid Gel's also included one. I tend to use these freebie ones until they go bare, until they are basically done. I don't open a new one every time. What you're going to do is just go over and smooth out any possible little imperfections from trimming the nails. And then if you want to reshape your nail a little bit, you can do it at this stage. If you have drastic shape changes to make, or if you want to really alter the length of your nails, like make them a lot shorter, I suggest doing that before you cure, because it's just going to be easier versus filing a whole bunch and creating a lot of dust. You could buy an inexpensive e-file, but I prefer just the nail file. I don't want any more equipment, honestly. There's just enough stuff going on in my house. I go over everything and make sure that all of the edges are nice and smooth, and I check them with my fingertips to make sure nothing is snagging, because that's where you could start having wear or something could get under it, maybe depending what happens. So I like to have a very smooth edge. I feel like that helps with longevity. The gloves are just UV protective gloves. Technically, you could stop at this stage. You could say, I'm done. There's nothing wrong with that. You could wear these as is, and they should last you fairly decent. I highly suggest doing a top coat of some sort. In almost every video that I make, I show you a top coat, and I typically use this one. This is a Lid Gel's Lid Coat Lid Gloss Hemo-Free top coat. Kind of a handful to say, or a mouthful, but it is just the top coat. It applies like regular polish. It's nice and easy to work with. It's a great beginner product. You paint it on, capping the free edges, and then cure it under the lamp, and you're good to go. It helps add additional shine, a little bit of additional strength to the nail, and more importantly, it helps kind of secure your free edge here and really make it last the longest possible. They also make top coats with different effects. This one is glittery shimmery. You can't see it. They have an example in the lid, but you can't see it on video. I have shown this one before. I've used it over more plain nail stickers to add a little bit of visual interest. These ones already have enough going on. It's kind of a cat eye sort of effect on these ones, and then there's glitter on the other ones. But I wanted to show you that that is in fact also an option. But today we're going to be trying one of their more advanced products. This is their hard top coat. This is a builder gel and a no wipe top coat in one. It helps add quite a bit of strength, thickness, and shape to your nails. You can also use this to cap the free edge to provide protection there. It's an interesting product that can be a little bit intimidating, which is why I wanted to show it in more detail in my video. Lid Gel's does have a fantastic tutorial on their Instagram, which I also watched, but they are great at what they do, and I would consider them professional nail people. I am not. So let's see how I do, and hopefully that will help you make a decision on whether or not this is for you. One thing I like to do before the top coat is take another wipe. You can use the same one you had before if it still has some life left, or this is just a cute ad. I'm going to wipe around because I've been touching my nails so much, but also because there's all of that filing dust under them. Be careful, not every nail sticker brand can take rubbing alcohol. I don't like the brands that can't take it. I prefer the brands that after curing you can do whatever you want with them, including using rubbing alcohol products. But just something to keep in mind. Lid Gel's is fine with this. So I am going over under the fingernails, getting all of that dust. You could use a nail brush, one of those fluffy nail dust brushes, but then it just kicks it up in the air. I don't know. I haven't tried those, so I can't really speak for them. I don't want to buy one, so I'm just using a wipe. And one more note. Keep in mind that I am not a professional nail artist. The way that I do builder gel, and I've showed a different brand before that wasn't like this, but it's the same disclaimer. The way I do builder gel is probably not the way that a professional nail artist will do builder gel. If you are a professional, I'm open to kind, constructive criticism. Do not bash me though. I am just an amateur with a lot of experience, but still. This product does best when it's a little bit warm. You can put the bottle in a shallow dish of warm water, or you can do what I did and sit on it while you do the nails. And that warms it up to at least body temperature. You want to pull out the brush slowly. This is a thick product, and if you pull it out really quickly, you may get kind of a stringy web-like thing coming out of it, and we don't want that. We're going to start by doing a thin, ugly layer called the slip layer. You will see immediately that this is not as spreadable and as liquid as regular top coats. That is on purpose, but that's what makes this product more of an intermediate to advanced sort of user product versus a beginner product. Do I think you can still learn it? Absolutely. If I can, so can you. We're going to cap the free edge. Okay. Now, step 2. I am redipping the brush and I'm getting a nice blob of gel. My camera keeps going out of focus, which is just so helpful when I'm working with this product. I'm going to put a bigger blob of gel here close to the cuticle. And then we're going to sort of try to spread it around like this, going in little waves down the middle. This is how the professionals do it. I'm not a professional. Friendly reminder for the 10th time. If you are having a hard time getting it to the edges of the nail, which is what my biggest struggle is, try again, or get a little skinny brush. I've seen nail artists do that and kind of run it along the edge. Trying to get it here. Take your time. This is not my first time using this product. It's my first time trying to do both hands. I have low-key secretly have been trying this off camera on 1 or 2 nails for the last 3 or so manicures. Okay, so I'm trying to build up that middle to have that nice little raise. A little non-pro tip, because pros probably don't do that, you could take and paint an extra line down the middle to really get that apex. And then this next part is a pro tip. Once you're done painting, you're going to flip. I'm being careful not to smash it into my table, but you're going to flip your finger that you just did upside down for about 15 seconds. The gravity then you want it to be parallel to the ground. The gravity is going to pull that gel to the middle and kind of finalize making that apex really nice. After this, you want to flash cure it for about 20 seconds. You can either use a pen lamp, one of those that you point at your finger and click it and it shines the light on just one finger, or you can use your regular lamp on just this finger for 15 to 20 seconds. That will kind of help the gel set for now, but it's not the final cure. You still don't want to touch your finger during that, but it will at least make it to where it's not moving while you're doing your other fingers. This is after the flash cure, and we're going to attempt not to touch it while we do the other nails. Let's do one more together. I'm not going to lie, it's very difficult to do on camera because it's a thicker product, because the nails are light, and I think they are not contrasted enough with my desk here, which I built myself, and it's my pride and joy. But anyway, they're not different enough from the desk in terms of tone. So my camera tries to keep going out of focus, and it's very difficult for me to put it back in focus while trying to work with this newer to me product. The nice thing is, it does not really have to be perfect to still be really cool. I'm enjoying this. When I did my few nails as testers, those nails were my favorite nails because they feel so thick in a good way. Like they feel smooth and a little bit domed, and they're just fun to touch. My natural nails are not very strong, so I can never really grow them out long. Even with stickers, I can get them longer with stickers than without, but still my natural nails are just not the strongest. They're not the best for growing some sort of length. So if you're in that same camp, now for me, long nails aren't necessarily the goal. I mean, I like them a little long, but I also can't really function with long nails. I'm not good at it. So it's not a huge deal for me to not have very long nails, but if you want long nails and you don't want nail extensions, this might be a way to sort of strengthen them enough. I do have people occasionally ask on my sticker videos if you can use these stickers as extensions, if you could leave them longer than your natural nail and kind of use them that way. No, they're not really meant for that. But you could put them on while your nails are short, have them protect your nails while your nails grow out, and then as your natural nails get longer and longer, you could then use stickers and a builder gel on top, like this one, to go ahead and kind of help them stay not broken, whole. I don't know what the right term is. So you could do that. Just swirling around and trying to put like the biggest, fattest part toward the middle of the nail. The hardest part, as usual, is making sure that the gel actually spreads all the way to the edge of the nail. I do have this very affordable nail brush that I bought, not for this. I bought it a long time ago thinking that I would dip it in remover and wipe off excess gel off the skin before curing, but I actually end up not getting excess gel. So I'm going to try this to get those edges, because I am finding that now using the included brush, because the gel is so thick, I can't get little enough gel on the included brush from the top coat to get the edges without just adding more and more and more and more builder gel. Oh yeah, this is great. Okay, highly recommend getting a small brush to get the edges. Oh yeah. Oh wow, that was a lot easier. This was a lot easier than doing the included brush. Okay, and now let's not forget to flip it upside down for a few, and then do the flash cure. After all the nails have been done and flash cured, you want to cure it for between 1.5 to I think 2 minutes. Follow the instructions provided with the gel, but it is a longer cure than just your regular top coat or just the stickers. Here is the finished look using the hard top coat. Here's the thumb. I will say that using that little brush I showed, or a different brush like it, made the process so much faster and easier, because it is the easiest way to get all the way to the edge of the sticker with this hard top coat. It's not that the process was really difficult, but it is different and probably more time consuming, I would say, than using a regular top coat. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, let me quickly show you the difference in the process. You watched me do the hard top coat. Again, this is what it looks like. You can see how nice and thick my nails are. If you have very, very long nails to where they extend quite a bit past your fingertips, you could put this under the nail as well. Just be very careful not to touch your skin, and of course you would have to then cure your hands upside down, facing up like this as well. I haven't personally tried that, but I saw it in the Lid Gel's official tutorial. And here's their regular top coat that I use most of the time. You do not need to warm this one up or sit on it. If I pull the brush real quickly out, you can see how there's no little spider stringiness. I always start with a pinky because the thumb is going to be sideways most of this time while I'm applying the top coat. And if you do the thumb first, you're going to get pulling of the top coat in the edge or on the edge. I start by capping the free edge. Then I flip it over and paint the rest of the nail. Now keep in mind, I am now using my non-dominant hand. I am right-handed and I'm using my left hand while trying to stay in focus and while having my hand suspended in the air so that you can see. So it's taking me a little bit longer than it would in real life. I'm going to go over it just to smooth out this little blob I got here. But that's the difference with the regular top coat. So you just brush it on, but it will not let you build up anything or structure anything. Here we go. Here's the finished look. I actually ended up doing the whole right hand with the regular top coat lip gloss, and then I did the left hand with the hard gel, with the hard top coat. You can't see necessarily the difference in terms of shine. Let's say they both protect the free edge. I can definitely see the difference in terms of volume. Even though both thumbs have different designs on them, you can hopefully tell in the video how much more domed this one is. It almost looks like a little bead or like a little marble. It feels so good. I love touching it because it has a very pleasant sort of volume to it in the best way. Whereas this one is shiny, it feels glossy, it's nice, but it's just flat like my natural nail. And then same here with the rest of them. The tips are thicker here because of the structured gel. I don't know if you can tell. It also makes the design look a little bit more interesting in person because of the volume of this hard top coat, because it's thicker. it works almost like a little magnifying glass where it makes the design more visually deep and interesting. It's a very subtle difference, but it is there. And there's a bigger difference, a bigger drastic difference between the edge of the nail where it's thinner, and I use that little brush, in the middle of the nail where it's nice and thick. I'm not going to redo my right hand at this point, but I do wish I did the hard top on both hands, even though it is obviously a much longer time commitment because you're doing one nail at a time, sticking it under a light for 20 seconds, then doing the rest of them, and then doing full 2 minutes. Or that's what I did. I did a full 2 minutes at the very end on this hand, whereas this one, I simply painted them all at once and stuck them under the light for 90 seconds and we are done. These are definitely not mutually exclusive products. You can own both. You can use them for different occasions. I wanted to showcase the differences because when I first saw this new top coat, this hard top coat, I wasn't exactly sure what the difference would be. This is the thickest builder gel that I've personally tried, but it's not like I have extensive experience. It does make it a bit harder to work with in terms of getting to the edges of the stickers, but that's easily mitigated with a smaller brush. However, it also then, because of the thickness, is the easiest for me to work with when it comes to building up that nice chunky middle, that apex, the technical term. So I do see a space for this in my nail lineup. It's probably not something I would reach for when I'm in a rush and simply want to do a quick manicure. But if I am using a brand like Lip Gels, where I know the stickers are going to last really well. They typically last on me for the 2 full weeks through all their different formula iterations. When I know that I have these stickers that are going to last so well, and I want this extra oomph of a nice bobbly kind of nail, that's when I would go for this. When I'm testing a new to me sticker brand and I don't know how well it's going to last, I don't know if I'm going to get 2 full weeks out of them, I'm not going to do this top coat. I would go for the regular top coat because I'm not sure that the time I spend doing this would really pay off if the sticker itself is no good. Some final thoughts on this new formula. I have not noticed any difference at all with the prior one. The last one I had, I think, was the Keepsake. I have a video of that. It's an absolutely stunning design, possibly my most favorite nail design of ever, like all time. It's meant to look like a Korean jewelry box. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. If you don't want to watch the whole video, at least go look at the design. It's so pretty. I haven't noticed any difference in terms of application. These are super easy to work with. They stick really well. They go under the lamp just fine. Literally no difference for me. They are great. We'll see how they wear. I don't have any concerns really. Lip Gels is one of those brands that it's kind of hard to go wrong with unless you're really new and just mess up the application. I think this is a good, safe brand to try. And I love their designs because they're all so beautiful. They align with my personal tastes very well. As always, I'm happy to update you on the wear. I suggest that you follow me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit because I have nail highlights there. I also post my manicures in the stories and I have a nails highlight there where I share some nail thoughts and such. Not every single manicure of mine makes it to YouTube, so if you just kind of want a more real life look, definitely follow me on Instagram. Otherwise, I'll try to update you in the comments as well, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment and I try to get back to everybody. Thank you very much for joining me today. You can also find me on my blog, KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my private Facebook group, Korean Beauty Fanatics. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful to you. If you have any constructive feedback, I am all ears. Let me know what brand you want me to try next. I do have some options lined up already, but always looking for suggestions as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you in my next video, and until then, have a wonderful week.